Morning, good afternoon, good evening to you out there, wherever you are in the world. I hope you are having a good time. This is Samuel Amekan, welcoming you to Exam Online Academy. In this AutoCAD tutorial, we'll be looking at how to actually use the copy modify tools to copy objects from one point to another. So quickly, I'm going to move over to the software itself. So um so quickly, like I said, so set my unit, quickly set my unit, set up my unit. We'll be using it, millimeter, my limit. Okay, so I'm going to use 0,0, which is already there on the command line. I accept that, enter. Then 1000, 750, enter. Now I want to make my limit visible, my drawing area visible. So I'm actually going to use the rectangle tool to do that. So I go to rectangle on my left hand side, click on that. I type 0,0, enter, then 1000, 750, 750, and to display the ribbon on the screen, I come over here to zoom extent, I click on zoom extent, and it's displayed right now. I want to maximize my drawing area, so I'm going to minimize my ribbon right now. So I come here to this drop down arrow, I'm going to click on minimize to tabs. Okay, so right now, to copy, how do we copy? We make use of the copy tool, and the copy tools can be used through various ways. When you want to copy what you've drawn, maybe an object. So quickly, we'll copy freestyling without dimensions. So quickly, I'll just draw a line now. I draw a line, end line. Let me turn on auto mode to make line straight, horizontal or vertical. So I draw a vertical line right now. After drawing the line, now to copy it to another position, what do? I'm going to select it. I select the line. I click on the line to highlight it, select it. Then what do? I come over here. My modified tools are already displayed here. The second tool here, this symbol here, this one is a copy tool. When I hover it, it shows copy. I click on that. Now it tells me to specify base point. Base point is like a reference point where you are copying from. So I go to the end of the line or the beginning of the line. I click. It now starts to specify second point. I move it to where I want the line to be. I move it to the next point. It starts to specify another point. I can keep on specifying. I can copy as much as possible. Then let me assume auto mode is restricting me. I can only move horizontally or vertically. Okay. So to terminate the command, I press enter again. Okay. So let me do that all over once again. So I draw a line, end line. I select it. I go to copy to, and I am asked to specify base point. My base point can be on the line, it can be outside the line. In this instance, there are instances where you must be careful when selecting base point, especially when you have a point that you want, right? Just right, you want to take the object to. Right now we are freestyling. So I click on the midpoint of the line. So make sure your snaps are turned on, midpoint snap, endpoint snap, any snap, they are turned on. If not, you won't get snap on. I've already done the video of how to turn this object snaps on. So you click on it, you move it to a second point, to terminate it. If you don't want to copy any further, you press enter and the command is terminated, and this is your line. So let's copy it again. This time around, let's copy it again. We're going to copy it. So I want to show another method. So the first thing you do, you select the line. After selecting, you can right click. When you right click, move down, you see copy selection. So click on copy selection. After clicking on selection, it will ask you on your command line, you have specified base point. Click anywhere on this line or outside the line. Okay. So you click, you move it, you click again, move it, click, move, click. When you get to the point you want to position it, just click. So we can still take it down. We can take it down, down, down. I press enter to terminate the command. And you can copy more than one object at a particular time. Let's assume I want to copy all these lines. All you need to just select them at once. So I use the crossing selection from the left towards right to select all of them. Now what do? I want to copy all of them down. I right click, go to, I move down to copy selection. I click on copy selection. On the command line, it tells me to specify base point. I specify my base point this time around. I just want to specify my base point outside. I move down. I display it. I move down again. I display. To terminate the command, I press enter. And the objects are to copy. You can copy as many times as you like. Okay. So, but how about in a scenario where you have a particular distance in mind that you want to copy to? You are told to copy from a particular point to another particular level. So quickly, we're going to delete these lines. I select all of them, I delete that. So right now, let me assume right now, I have a line of length 100, a vertical line of length 100. I do a vertical line of length 100. And I want to create copies of these lines. And I want them to be 50, the gap between each line to 50. So how am I going to achieve that? The gap, I want the gap to be 50. The separation between each line to 50. So what am I going to do? The same process. I go to this line. I select the line. I can come here, I press on copy, or I right click. I click on copy selection. It will ask for base point. Now, I select the endpoints down here. Now, I want the next copy, the separation between the original and the copy to 50. So what am I going to do? I move towards the direction which I want to copy. Make sure that auto mode is on. Auto mode is on, must be on. My auto mode is on. If not, your copy is going to fall out of line. So I move towards the right. I type 50. I press enter. And to terminate the command, I press enter again. So now this one, the difference between this one and this one is 50. So let's actually confirm that. Let me show it in dimension. So the difference between this and this is 50. Okay. So how about if I want to create up to 10 copies or 8 copies, and I want the separation between the previous one and the next one to 50? How am I going to achieve that? So what do? I come here, I draw the line of length 100. After drawing the line, what's the next thing? I want to create up to 10 copies, and I want the separation between the first one and the previous one and the next one to be 50. So the first thing I do is that I select the line, and I click, I go to copy selection. Then let me take the midpoint this time around as my base point. I click on the midpoint. I move towards the right. I type 50. I press enter. The first copy has been created. I need another one. Now, for me to achieve a separation of 50 between this second one and the third line, I can't type 50. I have to add 50 to the previous value. 50 was the separation between this and this is 50. So total separation between this first one and the third one is going to be 100. So 50 plus 50 is 100. I type in 100 this time around. I move forward again. I type in 150. That's 100 plus 50, 150. I press enter. I type in 200. That is additional 50. I press enter. I type in 250. Additional 50. I press enter. It's created. I type in 300. I press enter. I type in 350. I press enter. I type in 400. I press enter. I type in 450. I press enter. And my lines are created. I've actually created the lines. Okay. So now, is it only lines that can be copied? Any object can be copied. It's not only lines. So let me quickly draw a cycle. I'm going to draw a cycle right now. So I click on cycle. Click here. I'm going to draw a cycle of radius 50. So my cycle has been created. I've already shown you how to draw a cycle in one of our previous tutorials. So my cycle has been created. So what do? To create a copy, I select the cycle. I want to create a copy of this cycle. I want the difference between this cycle, and the next one. The gap, I want the gap to be, the separation to be 20. So what am I going to do to create that separation of 20? Now, the radius of the cycle is what? 50. This is the radius. Let me show you. From here to here is actually 50. From here to here is 50. The radius is 50. And I want this to create a copy of this cycle. I want the separation to be 20. So what do? I'm going to add 50 plus 20, that will be 70. So I select the cycle. Make sure auto mode is on before you go ahead. So I select the cycle. I right click. I go to copy selection. It asks for base point. I want to use the center of the cycle as base point. I click on the center of the cycle. I move towards the right because I want to move towards the right, but I want the separation between this one. Second cycle, I'm copying and the original to be 20. So I'm going to add the radius, which was 50 to 20, which gives me 70. So I type in 70 on my keyboard and I press enter. And oh, it's not done. I think there's a mistake. Let me do it again. So I come over here. Okay, I understand the problem. The diameter of this circle is actually 100. The radius is 50. Why the diameter is 100? Let me show you. Let me measure. From here to here is 100. So I'm actually going to type it 100 plus 20, which is 120. So right now, I select the circle. I right click. I go to copy selection. It is asking for base point, specify base point. I choose the center of the circle as the base point. For center to show visible, you have to make sure that center is turned on auto mode. So I click on the center. I move towards the direction I want to copy. Now I want the separation between this one and the next one to be 20. So I'm going to type 100 plus 20, which is 120. I type 120, I press enter. And now the cycle has been moved. Okay, but the command is still active. To terminate it, I press enter again. Now let's check whether the separation between this one and this one is actually 20. So I go to dimension, I click on quadrant, and actually the separation is 20. Okay. So how about if I still want another one to move this cycle further and I still want a separation between 20, what am I going to do? Now, from here to here is 100, here to is 20, here to is 100 again. So that will be 100 plus 20, 120 plus 100, 220 plus another 20, that is 240. So I click on this right now. I go to copy selection. I specify base point. I move. I type in 240. And let's confirm. I press enter to terminate the command. And then let's measure the distance. The distance is actually 20. So this is actually how you can copy objects from one point to the other one. So I hope you understand. You can actually copy objects without any problem in this tutorial. So please, if you have any question, you can drop your questions in the comment section. If you want to chat with me directly, you can WhatsApp me on +234 803829 5185. And please, I would like you to subscribe to the video, like the video, drop your comments, and click on the bell icon so that you will be notified whenever we upload our tutorials. Thank you and bye-bye. Have a nice time.